everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Israel in Style. I'm Emmanuel Kadosh, and I'm here to update you guys on all the latest in Israeli fashion, culture, and lifestyle. Like anywhere in the world of fashion, trends are constantly changing. New exhibits, restaurants, shops, pop-ups, all over the world. And I'm here along with some of Israel's best to give you the rundown. So let's get started. I could sit here in my comfortable studio telling you all about Fashion Month. I can tell you the shows that went down, the best runway designs, and the new trends for this upcoming season. But who better to do that than a true fashionista that experienced it firsthand? She knows fashion, whether international or local. So joining me now in the studio is Rosa Sinaisky.
Hi, darling.
How are you, love?
I'm very good. A bit jet lagged.
A bit jet lagged, and I'm pretty sure a little worn out from this Fashion Month.
Just a little.
Just a little.
Yes.
Why don't you tell us, before you slowly go back to sleep from jet lag, what it's like to be a fashion journalist in Fashion Month?
Well, this time it was a little bit different because I didn't go to the usual fashion weeks, which are New York, Paris, Milan, London, but I took a different alternative route and I went to Canada, to Vancouver.
Even when you said it, you were like, I went a little different.
Where did I go? Yes.
To Canada.
Yes, I went all the way to Canada. So what it means usually to go to fashion weeks for a blogger or a journalist or a buyer or anyone else in the industry, it means you have to travel a lot. You have something like 10 shows a day, maybe less, more or less. You have meetings, appointments, photo shoots, interviews, whatever it is on your schedule. It's very draining.
This whole year, your whole year before that is getting prepared for this month, right?
Not even a year, it's less. It's every 6 months.
Okay.
So it looks very glamorous to people when they scroll down on Instagram and they're like, oh my God, I wish I was that person.
I mean, it is fun, you know, you're getting to travel. Of course, no one knows what it's like behind the lens. No one knows what it's like, you know, waking up at 5:30, getting your hair and makeup done to get ready for this show, to go and interview people, and it's a hassle. It's not easy. What does that entail? What do you do on the day-to-day during like a fashion week?
So it really depends if you ask a buyer, if you ask a blogger, if you ask a designer. For me, as a journalist / consultant / blogger, I have to attend shows that I'm invited to. And beforehand, of course, there's all the preparations. I need to get the invitations in place and make sure I have my appointments ready. So it's a lot of preparation towards the actual week. So, and during Fashion Week, you have a lot of meetings, appointments, photo shoots, shows, receies.
And when you're consulting are you consulting the designer?
Well, it depends. This is where I'm going to go into the story of Vancouver.
Yes, please do.
Because it's very exciting, it's very new, it's very fresh. I'm happy to announce that I'm working with Vancouver Fashion Week. I'm consulting, and this was my first season, and I just came back a few days ago with a major jet lag.
Congratulations, though, because that's very big.
It's very big. It's an incredible fashion week because, first of all, it's been around for 17 years already, so it's established. It's established, and the good thing about it is that it brings designers from all over the world. It's not only presenting designers from Canada, Vancouver. It has designers from 17 different countries, from anywhere between the UK, Scotland.
Wow. Any Israeli designers?
Not this season.
Not yet.
Next season.
But if you're helping with this, if you're helping with the
next season,
Vancouver Fashion Week, there should be.
We even had a designer from Vietnam.
Wow.
And also from Pakistan.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was like a wide range of designers from around the globe, which was very exciting to see.
So is there a certain trend that you notice in the Vancouver Fashion Week that you can give us a little inside tip on before this new season? Certain colors, what did you really see there?
I saw a lot of print, a lot of ethnic styles, yes, that you can incorporate in your daily wardrobe, which was quite interesting. A lot of streetwear, also. As you see on the screen, there's like a lot of like belt bags, a lot of like
the fanny packs.
Fanny packs are still here.
How are you feeling about fanny packs?
I like it. It took me a while.
So maybe I'm like still waiting because I have not clicked with it yet, girl. It's
you
not
need
there.
a Hila Toledano fanny pack.
Hold up, I do. Just so we're all on the same page, I really do.
You really do.
Hila Toledano is the reason I would get a fanny pack.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go. We're getting you one.
And so I know it's so funny because so many people, I told a lot of people that you're coming on this show. I love having you on here. And, you know, you're such a huge inspiration, especially here in Israel. People follow you for years now as Moody Rosa. And so one question that a lot of, you know, upcoming bloggers had was, how do you get invited? Like, who are these connections that you make and how does it work?
Yes, so that's the question that I'm getting a lot on my Instagram and on email and daily, on a daily basis. Sure. It doesn't happen overnight. People have to really understand that it's job and you have to be very respectful and act a certain way, and there's a lot of politics and a lot of ethics that go into
they're not politics.
Yes, that go into being invited to shows and being, you know, a respected industry insider.
Also, though, because you're going behind the scenes.
Of course, I'm going behind the scenes, and I have to represent a big company like Tel Aviv Fashion Week or Vancouver Fashion Week. So I have to be my own person, but I also have to represent what's best for the people I work with.
Right.
So I think knowing that and having a certain personality, you have to be a people's person.
Definitely.
And you have to be persistent. So just showing that you're out there and partying and this and that, it doesn't interest anyone anymore. You have to really prove that you're putting in the work. And then people will start to take you seriously, whatever it is you're doing. There is a few really cool young Israeli bloggers and illustrators who are doing so well in international fashion weeks.
Definitely.
So you just have to like keep up and get to know the people behind it and be seen season after season after season.
Right, you can't give up. It's not a one-season thing. You have to be very persistent and very motivated and really push. And so you're here for a little bit. We can. You're here for a little.
Okay,
great.
For now.
So hopefully we can have you, you know, come back onto the show, talk to us about some more fashion tips, blogger tips, consulting tips, whatever it is.
Would love to. Tel Aviv Fashion Week.
It is coming up. So thank you so much. Moody Rosa Sinaisky, thank you for joining me.
Thank you, darling.
There you have it, a first-hand look behind a Fashion Week experience. Make sure you're following along on Moody Rosa's Instagram account for the most unique and classic fashion inspiration. All right, now to change things up a bit, often tourists that plan a visit to Israel are torn between where to stay. Should I stick to the more mainstream hotel scene on the water? Do I stay in an Airbnb and kick it like a true local? Or how about a boutique hotel that not only is a great location, but also a cool concept as well? Well, with me in the studio now is a man that might have some more insight, the owner of Vision Hospitality, Michael Hai. How are you?
Good.
I'm so excited. You did an interview for our main news show, and I was standing in the back, and I was just like, I need to meet this guy. I need to hear a little bit more. So, first of all, why don't you tell me how you got started with Vision Hospitality?
Whoa. So that goes back 12 years ago, but it really goes back way more. I grew up in Tel Aviv, was born here, and at age 10, I used to sneak out of school and wander around the hotels in the city. And in early age, when people ask me, what do you want to do when you grow up? I said, I want to have my own hotels. And I was fascinated by the hotels. I would go in and the door would open and there is air conditioning and music and people talk different languages. It was fascinating for me. I went to school at NYU in New York, came back to Israel in 2004 to realize that the product in Israel and the market in Israel was way behind where it went and where it was globally, especially in New York and urban locations like that. We really lacked the hotels with the experience, the hotels with unique saying, what was known today even more as boutique hotels.
Right, as like more of concepts. You come in and it's not just the typical hotel lobby. There's more to it, a little bit more of a story background.
Where the essence of the stay is an experience.
Right,
when it's not only just not a solution, but an experience, a unique experience, where you can even, if you're not staying at Airbnb, to experience local life or part of the aspects of local life. And this is where we specialize, and this is what we did throughout. And today, Tel Aviv is almost the capital of boutique hotels around the Mediterranean.
So what are you? So the company that you guys are your company, Vision Hospitality, you guys are building new boutique hotels all over the city or all over Israel?
So we do it all over Israel, and we partner with investors, and our major partner is Atlas Hotels.
Got it.
And together we developed the hotels from the very first question: is it feasible? Yes or no, and if it is, what it should be, how it should feel, what should be the size, how should it look like, and all the different aspects that go into the hotel experience to really become something unique and
very special. Yeah.
Yes.
So what are different types of maybe concepts that you have to these boutiques? How many do you have so far?
So all in all, we are between the Atlas and the Vision management portfolio. We are talking about 20 hotels, but we're involved in many more. Some of them are under construction right now. And each one has its own story. And a concept can be a concept that is based on the historical use of the building, or it can be a feeling or an idea that we want to evoke. So recently we opened Fabric Hotel in Nachlat Binyamin. This is used to be a sewing factory that we transformed into a very eclectic, very dynamic urban hotel that is basically the neighborhood salon. So we're inviting the people that live around to just hang out and experience the hotel. Soul, which is another one that we opened in Chernichovsky, is a hotel that the essence is come and feel like a local, live in the little streets of Tel Aviv and feel the essence of being really Tel Avivian.
Right.
Mendele, a hotel that we opened up a few years ago, is what we call a sort of a local and global experience. It has an amazing restaurant called Mashia. And
that's where Mashia is?
Yeah.
You're literally blowing my mind right now.
So yeah, this is where we are able to bring people the contemporary taste of the culinary scene in Israel with Chef Yossi Shitrit, who is an amazing guy.
Wow.
So each one is really unique and different.
Right.
Market House, the one we opened in Jaffa.
That's with you guys also? I lived right up the street from there. That's so funny.
Yeah, we're expanding it now. We're building another one next to it, and this is a project that we did with Atlas a few years ago, and it really brings the essence of the bohemian atmosphere of Jaffa.
And they have really great breakfasts.
Yes,
that I can tell.
We do emphasize a lot on the culinary experiences. So
yeah, because that really does add, coming as maybe not a tourist, but coming from somebody, from the States and something like that, you're looking for a different culinary experience. You're over the food that you taste in wherever town you're coming from. You want the real, true Israeli feel with the ingredients and everything, being so fresh. And I have a lot of people that come here and they're like, I feel like the hotel restaurants are just so basic. You have to go out to a restaurant to get the experience. So that was part of your vision, combining that.
So we realized that in order to enhance the experience that we provide, the culinary aspect should be really precise and focused.
Right.
So first of all, the Israeli breakfast, which is known all over the world. So we decided to work with different chefs on creating a variety of exciting breakfasts throughout the hotels.
Yeah.
Market House is a great example, but we also has it in Shalom Hotel, which is really unique and very gourmet breakfast that we serve with people that are doing all kinds of homemade food. Mashia, the breakfast is amazing.
Yeah.
In Seoul, we are working with a great young chef called Raz from Barvazi, and we're doing an amazing sandwich breakfast, which is great. And in Fabric, it's a combination of our collaboration with Imperial Group, who really their expertise is bars, but we created something that takes from the local market next to the hotel.
And has their own concept to it, because they are very artistic and very unique in their presentation and their flavor and everything. So before we wrap up, I have two questions for you. One, do you have a favorite? You have to have a favorite.
Yeah, that's a very hard question. My favorite is always the one that we're going to open.
That we're in the works in.
Yeah.
Okay, and people can check you guys out on your website, and you guys have a Facebook page?
We don't have a Facebook page, but you can check it out on the internet, and each hotel has its own website.
Right, this is the website. You can really see like the whole concept of each hotel really quickly.
So yeah, that's our portfolio of different hotels throughout Israel, Jerusalem as well, and many, many others. And you can connect to each one of the hotels through there, and obviously you can find it easily.
Yes, amazing. Thank you so much, Michael, for coming in. I really appreciate it.
Thanks.
Well, if you have a few questions or want to check out the amazing selection of gorgeous hotels with their amazing breakfast, make your way over to the Vision Hospitality website to get all the information. And now, by popular demand, and by popular demand I mean me, we have the fashionista queen herself, fashion designer and personal stylist, Rachel Zohar, back in the studio to talk to us about a crazy change in fashion culture. Crazy change in fashion culture, babe.
Listen, something is happening out there, and we can't even put finger on it.
I don't understand. Versace got bought out by Michael Kors. For those who didn't know, $2.1 billion.
The American bought the Italian brand. It's something incredible.
The luxury brand, though, because this is couture.
Yeah.
How are you going from couture to not couture?
Versace will stay Versace. It will be just under the holding of Michael Kors, that is just changing the name now to Capri Holdings.
Right.
Because it's in a new strategic of buying more and more fashion brands. As you know, 1 year ago, they bought Jimmy Choo shoes.
That's what happened. I knew something else happened. Yes.
So they're now growing, and the stockholders are waiting on the fans to see what's going on with their money, and it's a big change, you know. It's big companies that are competing with each other. Even Gucci is not a one company; it's under holdings.
Right.
So it's big giant holdings of fashion competing against each other. Michael Kors has a brand, you know, a very common brand for
more
common
retail,
people.
You know, a lot of, I saw an interview.
$100, $200 bag.
Exactly, yeah.
Versace has like $2,000 bags.
Underwear, $2,000. You want anything that has a logo of Versace, and it's expensive. It's a lot of people are saying it's more prestige, you know, and it's obvious. You know, you have your Michael Kors and you have your Versace. You have your
There are rumors.
The Queen.
There are rumors also that the website of Versace is very successful, and it's going to bring lots of movement to Michael Kors also.
Okay. And what about Donatella?
Donatella is staying for now as a creative director. She's not going anywhere. The Versace family is staying with a name for now until there will be some changes.
Okay, so but for real, between us, / whoever's watching, how do you feel about this? Honestly.
I will tell you the truth. Usually, I like the European style. So when American company is buying a European company, it feels a little bit problematic. I know that all the Versace fans are in a big
down.
They don't feel very good about it, but they can stay, and we can stay and look what will happen with it.
No, yeah, for sure.
If Donatella is staying in the company, so
something good is coming out of it.
It will continue this way. I think the thought behind the action was to make it more profitable company, because for now, as I understood, it wasn't so profitable. There are many celebs that like Versace. But you know, celebs don't bring money.
So you're right. I was just about to say, well, celebs, who else is going to buy it for except for celebs? But they're not paying.
They're not paying, and they're getting a very, very high product.
Right.
And a very expensive product.
So yes, let me just say that I do agree with the fact that the prestige of Versace is going to change. You know, nobody's going to really look at it the same. It's not going to be the exclusive Versace that you can't get your hands on and blah blah blah. And I'm sure it still will be in the sense of fashion
and expensive and the high
but
fashion,
not as expensive and not as couture and not as high fashion. Do you get what I mean?
It depends what Michael Kors will do with
right.
Versace.
Like if they put it at every store that they have in New York, then we're screwed because
I don't think
Michael Kors has like 1,000 stores.
Michael Kors is planning on opening 100 stores for Versace in the coming time. This is what I heard.
Right.
So I think they're going to keep Versace, as a side brand, as a high brand, expensive brand. I don't think they will mix the brands because they need the lower lower prices products, and they have the high
they're prestige ones. They're luxury items.
Yeah, Jimmy Choo also, they didn't change nothing there since they bought it.
And and like that's actually a very good point.
The shoes are still not comfortable
and very expensive.
And Michael Kors is comfortable shoes.
Right. So I think that the collaboration between the two is definitely going to be positive. I think that they're going to, and the other side of what I was saying was, yes, Versace might not be as prestige, but at the same time, we need to see where the market is going. And the market is going to more cheap, quick, retail items that you could buy online, wear it once or twice, and then throw it out, you know?
So you have one year later, they don't want to see the same bag.
Right, exactly.
We want a new bag.
You have to come to the middle if you're going to still want. There's no, in the 50s, 60s, 70s in Europe, people were paying this money to get this exclusivity.
Yeah, you could sell it also afterwards. Right. Now you cannot sell it. Nobody's going to buy it because everybody can afford themselves to buy a new bag.
Yeah, and it's also not vintage right now. You know what I mean? Like people that buy Versace from like the 80s, 90s, that was vintage,
Now it's not working.
Now it's not working.
Nobody wants it.
Exactly.
Everybody have the money to buy a new one. No one will buy the vintage, and the style is changing. You don't want something old in your house for now.
But I do think it's the right direction to make things more affordable and less gap. There's always been this huge gap in whether it's politics, whether it's income, it doesn't matter where. There's always a gap. There's the wealthier, and then there's middle class, and then there's less. And if we're building a bridge between that, I think that's a great direction for fashion.
Yeah.
Let's just hope that Versace doesn't change too much up because I love it.
You love it. Jennifer Lopez love it. Many of my friends love it. I love it, but things changing and the time is moving. I think Donatella Versace is trying to live a little bit. Nobody took it from her, as we saw. So she needs to sell it because she needs to go to retirement in a few years.
Don't you want to?
She's not 18 years old anymore.
Don't you want to sit on $2.1 billion and just go? Thank you, everybody. That's the rest of our show.
Looking for that.
Thank you so much, Rachel, for coming in.
Thank you very much.
We'll see you, whether it's next week or the week after that, we'll see you again.
Here I am.
Yes.
Coming back.
All right, guys, that's the Michael Kors Versace breakdown. If you're looking for an amazing personalized design or looking to change up your look a bit, head over to Rachel's Instagram page and get in touch. That's unfortunately all the time we have left on today's episode. I wanted to thank all our guests for coming in, and of course for all you viewers out there, make sure to check us out on ILTV.tv/IsraelInStyle if you missed any shows. Have a fabulous and stylish week.